Hey guys, I'm tired. That's all I got today.
From all that working out you're doing over there.
Is that what it is?
I see you developing some muscles. Yeah.
Nah. The funny thing is that I have like impressive muscle tone for a person that really tries to avoid lifting shit. So I'm just lucky. All right, guys, we're gonna act like we have some manners this time and let you know what the fuck is going on at the beginning of the show instead of the very end. So welcome.
Welcome.
This is the Chopping Block Podcast, episode 14.
Yay. Clap it up.
I'm impressed by us.
Yeah, I'm impressed anytime I do anything with any sense of consistency. So clearly we enjoy doing this because we're still here.
We are still here. We ain't missed a day. We were late a day last week because of technical difficulties, but we haven't missed a week yet in 14 weeks. The Chopping Block Podcast is the audio iteration of the two most popular sections on iStandardProducers.com, which is the Chopping Block, where we break down music reviews, new album reviews, track by track. Of course, that's not what we're about to do tonight. And the other side is the credit check, where we provide you the most comprehensive listing of album credits on these here InstaWebs. On what did I call it the other day? It's not Al Gore's internet. I forget what I called it. But anyway, while I look that up, co-host, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey guys, this is Scissor 215 on social media and stuff. Welcome to the Chopping Block, man. You know, it's COVID season still, 19 to be exact, and we are making do. So it's interesting watching other people make do as well. We're all making do, and some of us make do better than others. So we're making do by continuing to come to you with some cool commentary on all the things that we observe from our homes, because we're staying home and you should be too. Yeah, so it's been a wild week. A lot of different things going on in the world of music. We got more IG lives. We got new music still dropping. We got, beefs popping. You know, it's a good time.
The most comprehensive album credits on Cool Herc's internet. Because last week I had to ask, somebody from my site was writing about Tory Lanez and they called him a rapper. And so I Googled Tory Lanez to see what the internet called him. And the internet also said a rapper. And so I said, well, that's Al Gore's internet. I didn't even know what people who listen to hip hop call Tory Lanez.
See, it's not just Tory Lanez. A lot of urban singers and such are called rappers by publications. And I always kind of side-eyed that.
Right.
Missy, for example, rapper Missy Elliott. And I'm thinking, like, of all the things Missy's done, now she's going in the Hall of Fame, right? This is during a Hall of Fame conversation. You're saying first female rapper. And I'm like, that's what you think of when you think of Missy?
Yeah.
Is a female rapper. All these songs she done sang, all these songs she done wrote, produced. I heard Missy singing before I heard her rap. That's just me.
They said, is he making music with jewelry on? Are his clothes kind of baggy?
Is that what makes you a rapper?
I don't know.
But I mean, it's like RMR, right? I think he did one of those stay home concerts. Probably Fader for it at home.
Sorry, that just makes it even funnier.
Yeah, he did. He did Fader for it at home. So
man,
but you know, RMR, what they did with him, they basically said because he's singing a cowboy song and he's wearing these clothes and he's got gold teeth and a mask on, that it's cowboy rap. No, my nigga, he's doing a cover of a country song. It's
Which
still,
means he's clearly a singer.
and the genre has not changed. It's still country. It's not, country is not predicated on who's singing it, right?
Right.
So if Hootie and the Blowfish put out a new album and they're wearing baseball caps, is it gonna be country trap? I don't know.
Country trap. I would kind of like to see Darius Rucker like just really for the sake of what clout, like doing a song with the Migos or somebody.
Why
That would
not?
entertain me. I don't
Didn't he
know.
do
Just
one
because
with
at this
Nelly?
point, says at this point in the Terror Dome, like I'm ready for all the battles because this is really what's happening. We missed it. We completely missed the fact that Instagram Live turned into Rap Terror Dome because, of course, that's what's supposed to happen in a post-apocalyptic world.
Shout to
Rap
Mel
Terror Dome.
Gibson.
Huh?
Shout to Mel Gibson.
Shout to Mel Gibson. All right, so it's been a long week, I think, because I just really honestly didn't remember that half the shit that happened this week even happened until I sat down and I haven't been paying attention to anything this week.
What day is it again?
It is Wednesday. And I only know that
Oh,
because we're recording the show. That is
there
my
you go.
anchor to life.
Yeah, because my kids aren't even in school that have that as an anchor.
No, I just like,
And
I'm
they
like,
had the
oh,
nerve
wait.
to they gave them spring break at home.
Yeah. My sister's kids too. And you're like, but wait, they're already, okay.
Cool.
I guess they want to stay on the same schedule just in case this thing does end before summer so the kids can have their full vacation, I suppose, or the teachers can have their full vacations. Anywho, we told you last week that Tory Lanez was winning the internet. And then this week he fumbled the bag, kind of, sort of. And I say fumble, he didn't drop it though. So I guess that's cool. And it was a win, I think, for the culture because they managed to get the CEO of Twitter to do an interview with what is that site called again? With the Shade Room to explain, yes, to explain why Instagram had to cancel Tory Lanez's
Lanez.
Tory Lanez, yes. Why they had to cancel Tory Lanez's Instagram account. And the reason was that somehow you jumping on live with all of your celebrity friends, you getting DMX to bark on live, and you getting Drake to jump on there, and getting Chris Brown to shoot shots at Doja Cat on there. That wasn't enough. You had to go and get naked bitches and add that to the mix. And IG said, hey, man, we have strict rules against nudity, and that violated those rules, and we have to hold you to the same standard that we would hold everybody else. So they pulled his account, and he made a new account, and he had 27,000 followers in 60 seconds. So that's why I say he only fumbled the bag. He didn't drop it.
So do you go back to the old account, or because he's only temporarily suspended? I always thought about this when, I know we all have those Facebook friends who get suspended all the time. So they have like 5 other accounts that they've made over the years because they've gotten suspended. So like, is he going to go back to his regulatory lanes, or is Quarantine Radio going to live on the Quarantine Radio site?
So Quarantine Radio has its own IG, and Tory Lanez is not suspended anymore. So
there you go.
There you go. Free Tory Lanez.
Hey, Tory Lanez, come on. You knew, bro. Nudity.
He knew.
Come on.
And then I go to his page, and what he posted an hour ago is, it's crazy to think I dropped my last mixtape project with Interscope on Friday, and I'm off the label, all caps. Literally a free man, free to do and drop the music that I want. The new Toronto 3 will be the first taste of what's to come. Maybe he didn't drop the bag at all.
The new Toronto 3?
Yes. And he says, I didn't put any promo into it, but fuck it. This was not promo?
That's promo. That is absolutely promo.
Okay, so apparently they didn't. I don't know. He posted yesterday and was like, even if I wanted to, I couldn't. I won't go back on quarantine radio until the 14th. So I guess they just stopped him from being able to go live. Maybe.
Wow, I didn't even
I
know
don't
they
know. I'm
could do that.
confused.
I've never been. I've been in Facebook jail. I've never been in Instagram jail.
I've never been in either. I behave, I suppose.
You need to make some stronger statements.
No, me, really, really. No, I don't think that's the problem. It was so crazy that not only did I actually watch a live, uh, an IG live beat battle and watch a DJ spin on IG live. That actually happened this week, both of those things. But I forgot that it happened. That's how crazy the week has been. I sat down today and was like, what are we going to talk about on the show? And I was like, oh shit. T-Pain and Lil Jon, that just happened. Were you there?
I was there. Duh. I mean,
The moment that rap niggas will never forget when we found out that Lil Jon was doing beats for Capleton in 1994.
listen, Lil Jon has had like 30 careers in one.
Right. Did you
So
know
I'm
though?
not. Hell no, I didn't know. And
That
I
makes
was
me feel
listening,
better about
and I
life.
was listening to Capleton in
I remember
'94.
that song very well.
I just wonder if I mean, did anybody know that Lil Jon was Lil Jon at that point? Did
No,
Lil
nobody
Jon
knew
look
Lil
like his
Jon in
high school
94.
picture?
Eastside Boys didn't really pop out there until, let me see, Whistle While You Tour came out like 98, maybe?
Wow. Was that 98?
I'm looking it up now. I know I was still in Florida, so it might have been 99.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Because the reason why I remember is that, like, my best friend and I were actually driving past the Silver Fox in Jacksonville when they said that line in the song. The legendary Silver Fox Gentlemen's Club of Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville, man. Shout out to Jacksonville. That's quite the place.
2000 is when it came out. March of 2000. So yeah, so we didn't know what a Lil Jon was until at least, well, no, it was later than that.
Because I didn't even know at that point. I still don't think I knew it was Lil Jon. I didn't know Lil Jon until the Eastside Boys. So I'd say probably because he did a bunch of stuff with Sean Paul's group, not the reggae Sean Paul, but
You're right, Young Bloods.
Young Bloods. Like, and I still didn't know I didn't know what a Lil Jon was until I heard Lil Jon screaming on a song.
What? Get Crunk, Who You With came out in 1997. That's the first song I knew. In 1997. In that interesting place you call Jacksonville, where you knew to get your ass off the dance floor when certain songs came on. That was one of them.
Yes, that I completely remember. Because, I mean, going to college in the South and then being in military school in the South and going to the smallest podunk clubs in North and South Carolina, you knew when certain songs came on, mostly 3 6 Mafia songs.
Yes.
Get your ass off the dance floor.
Just go, unless you got something to handle. And if you do, this is your opportunity to handle said things. So yeah, I think that was by far the best of all of these battles. They had a blast. They're both, very entertaining people. They were enjoying themselves. They gave us a little bit of music history.
Mm-hmm.
They gave us a great bit of music variety. They were talking all of their shit. We found out that Lil Jon is an anti-vaxxer. I missed that part. I had lost interest by that point. Do you know what he actually said?
No, I didn't. I don't know if I was paying attention to that actual comment. I was caught up in the spectacle because he was behind his bar and he's like playing music and making drinks and talking shit and yeah.
Yes.
I missed the anti-vaxxer part.
It was
I'm not
it was a
surprised
good
though.
time. And it was such a good time that I really feel like they should just retire this whole rap IG Live Terror Dome thing. Like, let's just quit while we're ahead.
But they're not.
Because now it's getting weird and ugly.
Well, once again, like we said last week, people are using this as their personal platform to air grievances. So it's
So
getting
Teddy
spicy.
Riley was supposed to battle uh
Babyface.
LaFace, Babyface and LA Reid. That was supposed to happen on Sunday. Then it got canceled. And then Teddy Riley went on IG Live with Charlamagne the God and said, we really want this done right. And we don't want the stops from Instagram.
Shots fired.
So he suggested that they switch the battle to his app, which is called Omnisplayer. Nobody's ever heard of this thing. He said, Omnisplayer was made for what we want to do. Sorry. Omnisplayer was made for what we want to do. I don't think I want to go head up with Babyface and have us going back and forth. We need mediators. So I thought this is something that would be great for Omnisplayer to take to another level. No explanation as to what Omnisplayer actually is.
I checked it out.
Okay.
It's like it's a live feed website. I assume it's an app also. It looks clean, but that's not the point. The point is IG is the wave. And that's where people are huddling, thanks to D Nice, en masse, and nobody wants to go to another platform. They just don't. The world is programmed. And what Teddy wants to do, I love it because the sound on these IG lives are absolute trash.
Right.
And we did a event this weekend, and the sound was dope, but we had to go through all types of hurdles that we know people aren't going to go through. And it's only a few people on IG Live with really good sound. I don't even know how D Nice does it. He's still going strong. Got a whole radio station. He is a radio station right now. You know, daytime you get the bops, the lively bobs, and then at night he got the, it's dark and you get the quiet storm mix and everything. I mean, but that's what people want. They just want to be on Instagram, and that's just the wave. And it's so hard to get them to do anything else. So you see all the complaints.
You're certainly not going to be able to convince them to do something they've never heard of.
Exactly. Right. Because why would anybody do that?
Now, if you told them to go to Facebook instead of Instagram, you might be okay.
Maybe. I doubt it. I just really feel like, we just do things in pop waves. I mean, it's the popular thing to do. It's what all the kids are doing. Unless it was TikTok, because I see TikTok's got people going live. But this audience of this particular demographic who is really, really, really taken to this IG Live, and it's a specific demographic. It's a wide-ranging demographic, but it's a very specific demographic of millennials mostly, and some Gen Xers who are in these lives and listening to our hip hop music or offshoots of those genres, and we just want it in IG. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Trust me, I wish we could move the whole thing to a better form. We have this place called YouTube, right, where you can get much better sound, but people just like what they like. So.
So Just Blaze was testing out something he figured out yesterday, where it was allowing him to have, good quality audio, and he was streaming on Twitch and IG Live.
Just as smart. He's a computer guy, sci-fi guy. Like, of course he's gonna figure it out. A couple cats are gonna figure it out. Same way we did. A couple cats are gonna figure out that same way. It's not like a hidden secret. I'm not gonna say it online. But
right. But it's not hard to find.
It's not like something that's hard to find. I mean, it's a Googleable solution.
If only niggas wanted solutions. That's not what niggas want. So That's what happened. That's what happened to the Teddy Riley thing. For those of you who, like me, saw that it was canceled and did not have the wherewithal to go figure out why. Because Ty has reached the point of disinterest in her quarantining. Like, I may be better next week, but right now I really don't care what's happening outside of my house. And I'm keeping up for y'all.
Yeah, it's a lot. But I feel like people are gonna take a break and then they're gonna get back into it. But it's been a lot in the last 2-3 weeks.
I'm tired. So then as I, minding my business and dodging conspiracy theories and posts about death on Facebook, I come across something about Rodney Jerkins and because first of all, who has beef with Brian Michael Cox? Have you ever met Brian Michael Cox?
I have.
Not you, sis. I know you have, but I'm asking, like, B Cox is the nicest person ever. B Cox
really
is nice even when he is like curbing you. Nice.
Nah, that man's got manners. He is hospitable.
So how did this happen?
So in the comment sections of all these battles, there's a lot of banter.
Okay.
People throwing out names, who should battle. Now, I didn't witness this, but I've been following Ike Dirty and his play-by-play of this whole thing, which I must say is a little bit biased. Considering Atlanta all things Atlanta,
And also
which I get.
they host a show together on Ike's
They
station.
host a show together, right? Yeah, so but somebody threw their names in the ring. So that became a topic of conversation, and it got back to Rodney and Joe Budden.
So wait, to be clear, we're talking about Rodney Jerkins and Brian Michael Cox. Somebody said those two should battle.
Right. Rodney Jerkins, aka Dark Child, and Brian Michael Cox, born and raised in Houston, Texas, with the high school with Beyonce, and made his chops here in Atlanta. That guy, yeah.
Right. So it got back to Rodney Jerkins, and Rodney Jerkins proceeded to say
a whole lot. Tell B Cox to play a beat.
What?
Yeah. Tell B Cox to play. Well, he hit him with the, I respect what he do. I took him to Quincy Jones' house. He was flexing. What else? I'm cut from a different cloth. He's cool, but I'm cut from a different cloth. I speak his language. I grew up 45 minutes from him. Well, he grew up 45 minutes from me because I grew up in Philly. He grew up in Pleasantville, which is outside of Atlantic City. So, I mean, it was funny because he was sneak dissing. It was like some real slick conversation going on, and maybe everybody didn't catch it, but I know those mannerisms. I know like what he was getting at. He was really like saying like, this man ain't on my level. He's not. He's cool, but he's not me. And I don't agree. But shout out to Rodney. I want to see it. I do.
Again, I say I don't even understand how anybody has beef with B Cox because he's like the nicest person ever.
I have a theory.
Rodney Jerkins' last hit single.
Ooh.
Hit. I'm trying to find it. I'm down to 2013. Hold on. As Long as You Love Me by Justin Bieber. Do you know what song that is? Because I think the As Long As You Love Me that I'm thinking about is Backstreet Boys or
right. Maybe it was a remake, or I don't know.
Just Can't Get Enough by Black Eyed Peas. That was probably a really big one. That was, let's see if that was certified any kind of anything. Yeah, I'm just like I don't even know why, but I just don't like assholes, and so I like to like I'm sitting here looking at Rodney Jerkins like, don't get me wrong, but
We
sir,
know who you are. Like we know who you are. We know what you did back in the day. But they clearly had a brief moment of overlap, and then B Cox went and did his run. You
right?
know, Rodney had his thing going. He, did all his accolades first, and I feel like they even had some overlap on artists they worked with.
Yes,
And it's like maybe there's some animosity there because of that. Everything that I heard was alluding to the fact that this was a real life. I wouldn't call it a beef, but a real life conversation where this ain't the first time Darkchild has let people know what he thinks of Brian Michael Cox, which is weird because if we took
they
the
were
time to
on the
run down,
same Mary J. Blige album. Sorry, go ahead.
okay, if we took the time to run down B Cox's resume, I mean, the man is one of the most decorated songwriter producers in history on the hit level. You know what I'm saying? As far as hits, he don't do album cuts. He's not the album cut guy, and a lot of Darkchild stuff is dope, but it's album cut. Um,
Right.
so and Ike brought that up, and like I said, he wasn't lying. If we want to talk about hits, we're talking about can they go 20 songs? Because he was telling Joe Buttons that B Cox couldn't go 20 songs with him. Really, sir? Really? I mean, B Cox he has records. Like he was in the Guinness Book of World Records for
Nice.
hits.
For hits.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
He
For
said for hits.
consecutive time, I believe it was for consecutive time on Billboard as a songwriter. So, I'm baffled.
So the three singles on Mary J. Blige's album, The Breakthrough, were a Justice League single, a B Cox single, and
Hmm.
a Rodney Jerkins single.
That's the one that did that. Was that the Grammy award winning one or?
Hold on, let me double check that. But yeah, um, they did. Actually, no, was the Justice League one might not have been a single. It was just the first song on the album. But Rodney Jerkins did. I've done enough crying. Interestingly enough, written by Sean Garrett and B Cox and Jonta Austin did "Be Without You." And then the other singles were one was written by Carrie Hilson. It was "Take Me as I Am," or co-written by Carrie, and the other single was "Cool and Dre."
Mm.
So the first single was her remake of "Hate It or Love It."
Right. Which was a
That
bop.
was that was Cool and Dre. Then the second single was, I think, the Rodney Jerkins one, "Enough Crying," and then was "Be Without You." I don't know, man. I really, honestly, I'm
So
baffled that it has to even come to all of this.
I
And
just I want to give both of them their love, but I just didn't like the way he was lessening B Cox as if he wasn't
B
that
Cox,
dude. He attained a Guinness World Record for the longest consecutive period of chart success, breaking the record that was previously held by the Beatles.
okay, and is the humblest nigga on earth.
Right.
Super humble.
He out and about town, sweet. You see him around. He's regular dude. Regular dude. What's up? Shaking hands and just I'm here at the party with y'all.
I've
No,
run
you're
into
not,
B
dog. You're
Cox.
Brian Michael Cox. Come on.
I've run into B Cox at hole in the wall spots in Atlanta more than I've run into him at industry shit. Like I'm at L Bar and B Cox is just there. So I don't know,
But
man.
I get it because, you know, Darkchild had a moment. But the way people talk about B Cox, if you want to say you're cut from a different cloth, I agree. And Joe Buttons, of course, he's catering the conversation to the person he's talking to.
Right.
So he's like, it's not like you're the underdog. No, he is the underdog. I'm just gonna say it because you don't have, and I'm not saying this to disrespect Darkchild because he's made some of my favorite songs of all time, but you're not on that man's level, bro. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. It's just, and then try to lessen him as a man and as a creative. Tell him to play you a beat. I can find videos of him cooking up. I've seen him in front of equipment and gear. Okay, more than I've seen some of these other people who shall remain nameless, who people revere as greatest producers of all time. So, it is what it is, but I just thought it was a corny move. If we had to do a donkey of the day music edition, it would be Darkchild for that corny tirade he went on. And he tried to play it cool. And a lot of people didn't get it. But trust me, I know when somebody from around my way is sneak dissing somebody. It sounds cool. That's how we talk. I'm going to talk trash to you. You barely going to know it. Yeah, man. I mess with the boy. He cool, but he ain't on my level. I'm cut from a different cloth. That's like the worst thing you can say to somebody.
When you go to Wikipedia, they actually have a category of albums on which Brian Michael Cox has contributed production. It's a list of the 101 pages that are in that category. 101 albums. 101 albums he's contributed to as a producer. And it starts from numerals and it goes all the way to the letter W. It doesn't skip a letter.
Sheesh.
Okay? There's 3 under the numbers, and then from A to W, it does not skip a letter. Do with that what you will.
That man got 9 Grammys.
So,
That's not easy to get.
And I hate that Rodney Jerkins would even put us in a situation where we have to have this conversation where we
because I would never normally have that. We would never be talking about this.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're a legend in this game, in this business. Like you've contributed some huge hits. Ridiculous. Say my name. Like, come on, man. Anyway.
Before we slide, I just want to correct myself. Brian Michael Cox was born in Miami, Florida.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Hey guys, here's a public service announcement real quick. Yes, I am Haitian. No, you do not have to tag me in every Haitian thing that happens on social media.
That's racist.
It's annoying. I know that. I don't know if it's racist. But because then I feel like an asshole because I don't want to respond in snark. But I just really wish people would stop tagging me on Haitian things on the internet. Like, I really don't want to be the asshole to be like, y'all don't know no other Haitians. But apparently they don't. Anyway.
That's culturalist.
That's culturalist. It's somethingist.
It's somethingist.
It's annoying me. I know that. Anyway. Let's see. There are some good things happening in the world in the midst of all this craziness that's happening in the world as well. BET has tapped, let me see, Chance the Rapper, Khaled, who else they got in here? Kirk Franklin, Fantasia, Charlie Wilson, and Melvin Crispell III for a COVID-19 relief effort called the Saving Ourselves, a BET COVID-19 relief effort. I'm not even going to talk about this anymore.
Well,
it's on April 22nd. Huh?
I'm just gonna say, so If anybody's wondering why they're doing this, it's because communities of color have become the most affected by the crisis. That's Hispanic and Black communities and Black Hispanic communities. Just had to add that one in there.
And guess what?
So yeah,
Asian communities are like the lowest.
you know why? Because they keep them masks on. They listen every time, and it's funny. We've been looking at them crazy for years, right? Especially when I'm in like San Francisco. You know, if you've never been to San Francisco, huge population of Asian Americans of all types. And when you're in the airport, they've been with those masks on. They with the mask smoke. So, you know, yeah, they know how to handle these types of crises because it happens to them all the time. Because they live in a place where there's a billion people and, you know, things pop up. So instead of listening to them, we said we couldn't get it. And now we're on the short end of the stick. And it's ironic, don't you think? And
now,
I'm just
okay,
waiting.
so let's
I'm
say
just
this
waiting for the
though.
whole.
Now, people are, of course, taking that and saying it's some kind of government conspiracy. It's not. Not
But see,
not current. Let's say what it is. Let's say what it is. For years and years and years and years, yes, there have been times in the past. You don't even have to go really far to find instances, proven instances where shit was tested on us, which then created a mistrust of the medical community or what have you. The biggest reason why this thing is affecting us is number one, somebody wrote an op-ed for the New York Times, which I didn't even have to read the whole thing to know that I agreed. The headline said that social distancing is a privilege. Social distancing requires for you to have certain shit in place. It requires for there not to already be 10 people in your house. It requires for out of those 10 people, half of them not to be going to work. It requires for your job not to be a situation where you got to stand there, connect with people, and so on and so forth, and what have you. It requires for you to have the amount of free time that would allow you to be listening to people talking about this disease and social distancing 3 weeks ago, as opposed to a week ago or 2 weeks ago when your kid's school got closed.
Yeah.
It also, we're being affected disproportionately because we already suffer disproportionately from things like diabetes and high blood pressure and lung disease and heart disease and so on and so forth, because they've been telling y'all to go to the doctor, and they've been telling y'all to tell your grandmother maybe she doesn't have to cook with actual lard. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, and I actually said this morning. I said I'm waiting for the conspiracy theories to switch from Black people can't get it, because remember, people are like, oh, nobody in Africa has it, and that was only what 3 weeks ago,
Mhm.
and now it's they trying to kill us. Listen, everything Ty said. Plus, we don't listen. We don't listen. I'm privileged. When people ask me how I'm dealing with this, I say I'm lucky. Why do I say I'm lucky? Because I'm in a position to be able to hold up in a house with my kids.
Right.
I can, and we are well stocked, and we're good. And I know that there are a lot of people who aren't in that position. I know where I come from. I grew up in row homes and project buildings. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Those folks are at a disadvantage with the social distancing. It's people living on top of people. Everything happens at the corner store. It's just, if I went outside and sat on my step, I mean, I could pretty much, smell what my neighbor was cooking.
Right.
I could smell their damn breath if they were sitting on their step, because we were that close. We were literally up on each other. So,
Right.
it makes sense. But I'm also very disappointed in us, because I felt like, and I said this when I was in the barbershop, and cats were like, yo, we can't listen, everything's not a conspiracy. Something Some things need for us to just pay attention and protect ourselves. Because if we know nobody else is going to care about us, we need to protect ourselves. We need to be educating ourselves. We need not to be sharing this terrible information. And we talking about 5G and all this stuff. We're not talking about masks and hand sanitizers, and we're not sharing. Like in my family, we're sharing text messages of where we can get toilet paper, where we can get medical supplies and masks. Like these are our text message conversations because we're all trying to make sure that we're all on top of what's going on, not denying that it's happening or this ain't going to affect me because I got melanin and all that kind of crazy stuff. So, I get what comes from the outside, but we can't do anything about that.
Right.
All we can do is each one teach one of our own people and make sure that we're good. And that it falls on the shoulder of us. I've been cursing people out on Facebook, like, yo, stop sharing this mess.
I've just been muting people.
I've muted some people. Some people I just had to get out of here because this is life or death. It's legit life or death. Everything was fun and games until everybody started to know somebody who was directly affected, and then people started to become directly affected by the situation. And it's gonna get worse. We're still in the middle of the shit. So everybody out there listening, man, take care of yourself. This too shall pass.
It will pass. I still hate the name of DT's little tribute or whatever, but L'Chaim, thank you for doing your part. They're not the only one. They're not the only ones. I saw that Master P is paying for older people's homes to get sanitized and cleaned up. I saw that Tyler Perry paid for seniors and people who are high risk to get free groceries at 40 grocery stores in Atlanta. And he also did it in New Orleans, which is where he's from. I saw that.
And he also paid a bunch of tips out for people who worked in restaurants and things like that.
Yeah, he went to Houston and left something like a $500 tip for every employee that was there, something like that. The amount that the tips totaled out to over $20,000. Mm-hmm. And then I saw that Meek Mill and Jay-Z donated some protective gear to a few prisons because nobody's really talking about how, people in prisons are being affected. Not enough for R. Kelly to get out, but enough for Tekashi to get out. I don't know where we live. And
I mean, listen, if I had to let one of them out,
it would be Tekashi.
I let Tekashi out.
Oh no, I agree. And so yeah, everybody's doing their part. I like that people are starting to do concerted things as opposed to just doing random ass shit. So salute to that. I'm so tired of you guys and Instagram. And that's it for me about that part. Again, this is the Chopping Block podcast that you are tuning into. And if you were wondering if you could advertise your product or service or upcoming release on our podcast, the answer is yes. We want your money. We'd like to tell people about your things. Sis, what dropped this week?
Well, so
or last week, sorry.
Last week we had a good amount of albums come out. Shout to Legend and Young Darren for covering last week's drops. We had Kiana Lede. She dropped Kiki. BOSCO, LA-based singer, dropped Someday This Will All Make Sense.
You better give BOSCO to Atlanta like you're supposed to. Savannah Zone.
We're gonna come back to BOSCO because I saw you shout her out.
Okay.
I saw the shout out. So we gonna give her some airtime because I think the project deserves some airtime. Okay. We had the Cool Kids and Cardo put out a project called The Cool Kids Got Wings.
Oh, that's why it was called that.
Yeah. Thundercat put out It Is What It Is. And Drake put out a flexing video. of him doing a TikTok dance through his mansion called the Tootsie Slide.
We'll get to Drake when we talk about the new songs. Let's talk about these projects. We'll talk about Aubrey in a second. Aubrey. Just I can't. Okay.
Definitely going to Aubrey.
So I immediately on Friday went straight to Thundercat. I enjoyed. I found it particularly interesting that he somehow managed to, without everything sounding the same, he still kind of managed to make it feel like you were listening to the same song from beginning to end. Did you get that sense?
Yes, I did.
And not in a bad way. Like, I mean that in the most positive way that you could ever say that about a song. It was super cohesive. I mean, about a project, it was super cohesive.
I think musically, he's able to keep a cohesive rhythm between songs and make us feel like it's rolling. And a lot of it has to do with like his bass playing. So it just kind of gives you a similar vibe throughout the whole joint, even when he does other stuff.
Okay.
So I really liked, besides Dragon Ball Durag, which we already knew was a bop, you got the joint with Steve Lacy, Steve Arrington, and Childish Gambino, Black Qualls. And I also like Miguel's Happy Dance. So Overseas was pretty dope too.
I don't even know what the songs are called because I just put them on play while I was working and just listened.
There you go. That's the best way.
Yeah. I also listened to BOSCO's project.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not familiar with BOSCO, so at one point here in Atlanta, we had, I think, an amazing, I don't even want to call them underground, and I think independent is still limiting, but we had a very dope creative music community here in Atlanta at one point that gave you Miriam Mariba. It gave you Earth Gang, which also gave you JID. It gave you Black and Rory.
Mm-hmm.
Before all of that, and I gave you those names very specifically, but before all of that, I think BOSCO was a very important part of kind of laying the foundation for that. That openness in music being created by urban kids in Atlanta. So the project sonically put me in a Janelle Monáe, what's her name? Beyonce little sister, that girl.
Solange.
Solange Knowles mode. So if you're a fan of that kind of music, and I'm not saying that's who she sounds like or anything like that, but if you're a fan of that kind of music, you should definitely check out the project by my homegirl BOSCO called Someday This Will All Make Sense, which, she had planned a whole amazing rollout for, and that got thrown off kilter by Corona season.
Mm-hmm.
So go check that out. Did you check it out?
I did. I enjoyed it. I wasn't really familiar with her previously. Shout out to Young Darren once again for checking it out, for bringing it to the attention. And I caught the title. Well, I caught the first track, Champagne, which was like super dope. And I just listened to it. I like her vibe. Like I like where she's coming from. I definitely want to hear more of it. I didn't know what to expect. Also, shout out to Hakujin, who was the one. I think we asked like, "Yo, what album came out that we should really, really rock with?" And Hakujin was like BOSCO. So we went and checked it out, and it's pretty dope. So I'll be looking out for more from her in the near future.
Indeed, support my girl. The project is on. I think it's on Bandcamp. You can buy it there, but I mean, obviously, anywhere that you buy it, she gonna get her coins. Support her, and when Outside is open back up, if she's playing in your city, go see her. And then I noticed that Asian Doll said, "Fuck y'all, I'm dropping a project on a Wednesday."
On a whole Wednesday. Yep.
It's called Doll Season Reloaded.
Yep.
I don't know anything about Asian Doll because Asian Doll came out at the same time as what 3, 4 other dolls, Cuban Doll and Cash Doll, and I
Cuban
just
Doll, Cash
couldn't.
Doll. Yeah, because I'm always like, is she the one from Dallas? I feel like all the dolls are from Dallas. I don't know. She might be from California. I don't know, but I know we got some iStandard alumni on the production. So shout out to Bankroll God and Epic Pro. But yeah, that dropped today, and we have the credits up for that. So I'm definitely gonna be checking that out. I always love her titles because they're always so direct. Come find me, lame niggas, wet
Part
wet.
2.
Right, yeah, lame niggas part 2, wet wet. Roll call, time is ticking, and pull up and problem. I mean, we know what these songs are about. So shout out to her for making titles, and we know what the damn song's about. Yeah,
So now we can talk about your friend Aubrey.
TikTok sliding through his Grammys.
Drake's whole life is like a guy who doesn't think he's cool enough. And there's a pretty girl who's equally just borderline cool like him, who loves him to pieces. And he
Mhm.
shits on her, but he's really trying really hard to impress the popular girls who won't pay him dust.
Right. No, that sounds about right.
Like you do thirsty nigga shit when you don't have to do thirsty nigga shit. Like you're at the top.
Mhm.
I don't even know who or what you're chasing. But when they were covering his music, they were covering his new release, somebody wrote the headline. I'm gonna tell y'all who did it too. Somebody wrote the headline that says Drake is thirsty for TikTok viral hit in new video. That was the headline of the article.
Savage. Like
And I
why?
saw it and it sounded like this reggae horn right here to me. Drake dropped this song. It's called Tootsie Roll. Tootsie Slide, sorry.
Yeah.
And it was vulture.com that wrote that headline. Drake is thirsty for a viral TikTok dance in music video for Tootsie Slide. So there's a kid named Tootsie who I think is maybe from Atlanta who is a dancer and he does all these little cool choreography things on whatever the children are dancing on now that you old motherfuckers have taken over TikTok.
Ayo and Teo,
He's part of AO and Teo?
the one that was doing the dancers.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
they
I
were
didn't know
involved.
that.
It
Mm-hmm.
was Tusi, High Key, and Ayo and Teo. They all shared the clip and
Oh,
a
okay,
dance.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, so
Gotcha. So Tusi is a dancer who has toured with Future. So if you've ever seen Future on tour or performing, and he has these kids that are doing all these amazing Atlanta dance routines on stage with him, he's one of them. And yeah, Drake made a song with a dance that he can barely do, and shot an elaborate episode of MTV Cribs
in his
while
house.
people are in quarantine and losing jobs to show you where he lives.
Well, I mean, where he lives is where he lives. But here's so first of all, I want to shout out Oz because it's produced by Oz. One thing that was funny. So Tootsie posted it, and it got a takedown notice on Twitter. That's
My name is
savage.
on the song, but
Name is on the song, and you can't even post it. Drake, fix that. Um, People are who they are, and Drake has always been who he is, and we know who Drake is. So none of this should surprise us. Drake is that guy who gets the courtside seats so he can dap up all the basketball players, so we can see him dapping up all the basketball players, so we can know he's cool, but he's not really cool. And that's fine. Like, I love Drake, but I know who Drake is. So every time Drake does something, I'm unbothered. I'm just gonna enjoy enjoy the song, enjoy the slide, and hope we get a better album coming up soon. So that's about it.
anything to put an end to the Savage Challenge and the Don't Rush Challenge, whatever, Drake.
I love the Don't Rush challenges.
Okay.
I absolutely love them. I watched the firefighter one, the school teacher one, the Muslim one, the East African, the West African, the black girl. I watched them all.
Have you
I'm telling
seen
you.
the Haitian
I watched the
one?
little kid version. I have not. You gotta send it to me.
Then the Haitian chefs one. Then the Haitian business owners one. All things I've been
Yeah,
tagged in.
it's a lot. But see,
Listen,
clearly
I love it. I
you
love
get all the
it
Haitian stuff.
because I am not gonna hold you, nigga. I'm not doing makeup for no fucking video. I'm just not. If I was gonna get up and first of all, I don't put on makeup any damn way. Like, if I was gonna get up and do it, it certainly wouldn't be for the sake of you motherfuckers and your cameras. But I appreciate the people who are providing us all this quality entertainment
I mean,
during.
I think it's dope because I like the premise and I like the way it's being used to just show, people who work hard. A lot of these people are underrepresented groups. A lot of these people are misunderstood groups. A lot of these people that are out here working hard. Like I said, the firefighter edition, it
The
was all women
doctors.
firefighters. The doctors one was dope. I like to see them enjoy themselves. TikTok, I think I like TikTok. There's a lot of mess on TikTok. There's a lot of cultural appropriation, but TikTok, there's a lot of enjoyment there too.
There's a lot of creativity there.
Facts.
I enjoy it. I'm not going just because. Listen, I need y'all to understand. Just because I'm not gonna do something doesn't mean that I'm hating. I'm just letting y'all know that I know who I am, and I'm not doing it.
I'm waiting on my TikTok debut. So
I told my nephew we needed to do a Tootsie Slide video, and he said he was with it. But teenagers don't ever actually mean that they're with it when they tell grown-ups that they're gonna do some shit that the grown-up thinks is cool. So other than Drake, I want y'all to know that J.R. Ryder is really actually here trying to make a comeback. And he said y'all gonna listen to his music, goddamn.
No. Okay.
And I did, and it sounded very much like whatever year J.R. Ryder should have put out an album. It sounded like these songs were there from then.
I was listening to Keanu Lede, so I can't. I'm sorry. So it's quality music. Like it's not like he doesn't sound dated or anything. It's J.R. Ryder rapping. We all know J.R. Ryder's good at rapping. He's aged well over the years as far as the flow goes. It's just not. You don't have my ear, son. It's just you don't have my ear. I'm sorry. That's all I can say. But I listened to it because you procured some airtime. Rap Radar thinks it's worth playing. So we listened to it, and it wasn't bad. Now, can he get my ear? Sure, keep going. I keep going. J.R. Ryder, if you got a concept or something that's going to grab the public's attention, keep doing your thing. If not, then just keep putting out music. And as long as you like it, I love it. That's it. That's all I got to say.
That's it.
All I got to say. Shout out to that guy.
Shouts to that guy. The Lox also dropped a new single that sounded very much like the late 90s, early 2000s. That's the Lox. Like, what else is the Lox going to give you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If they gave you something that sounded too current, y'all would be mad.
Even though Kiss said he wanted to work with all them niggas with their names in the beginning of their beats.
That's cute.
So
that is a very cute way of saying it, a very uncle way of saying it. Mm-hmm. Let me see who else dropped. So I guess now it makes sense that Tory Lanez dropped the song called Who Needs Love. Right. And you made a very interesting comment about Tory Lanez when you heard that song.
I mean, I don't know exactly where Tory Lanez fits in the space of music. I like Tory Lanez when he's working with somebody else. On songs with Meek Mill and all these other people. I love him on hooks. He's incredible. But Tory just doesn't, like, everything he does kind of fits somebody else's lane already. It's like he's trying to find his lane and where he could be the best in that thing. And it just doesn't exist for me. He's got personality. He's eclectic, he's putting out Spanish music and all this stuff, but it's like, dog, what do you do great? And I don't know what that is yet. So I'm still here. I'm still going to check it out every now and then, but I'm just not overly excited about Tory Lanez music.
Tory Lanez is one of those people that gives me a bop every so often, and they be bops that I like feel a very, very strong attachment to. Like he had the song that he did with Starships, which is like a EDM production collective out of Atlanta. He had a song he did, and I mean this is like 5 years ago. The song's called Dimelo. I still listen to Dimelo, like it came out yesterday. When he did Love, where he redid that reggae classic, Devante and Tonto Metro song, I think is whose song that was. And he did another joint with where he was on the hook of a Sean Paul song called Take Away Your Love. Here for all of those things. Those are like in heavy rotation in my house, and he'll give me one of those every so often. I still confuse him with Bryson Tiller very often.
I confuse him with the other Canadian dudes. You know, it depends on what he's doing. You know,
God bless you, Tory Lanez.
But whatever it is you're doing, keep doing it. You know.
Breaking news from the internet. The next producer battle is RZA versus DJ Premier.
I'm glad you saw that because I was about to do the breaking news. Wow. See, I'll be there.
I also feel like this one is not the proper matchup.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I could have seen a better matchup than this. You know, but I think a lot of people sleep on DJ Premier's catalog.
No. Not that's not what I'm. That's not the reason why I'm saying that. Catalog wise, I know they're both hella deep. I just think that their style is widely different to the point that it would be difficult to accurately gauge a matchup of their music.
Which song? Yeah, I mean, and at the end of the day, it's going to be like, which record do you play?
Right.
Like, I think that's the fun part of these battles. Is like if you got 20 hits or 20 songs that everybody know, which both of these people do, when do you pull your card out? You know, when somebody plays one, what do you counter with? Like that is the real thing that is winning these battles a lot of times if they're close. Because you got, you know, RZA and DJ Premier. Like, you know, does Premier play Christina Aguilera? You know?
Right.
I mean, you won a Grammy for it. I mean, you know, does RZA play, you know, which Wu-Tang songs do you play? Like, you know, do you play Bobby Digital stuff? It's so many different avenues they could go down. So I'm here for it. And you know, Premier's a DJ, so I'm looking forward to it because sequencing is in his wheelhouse.
Well, that's what you guys are getting on Saturday at 9 p.m.
I expect Premier to be at the turntables. He's going to DJ his set.
I might tune into that one if I remember.
You will. We'll let you. We'll let you.
I'm not even gonna front. Like part of it also for me is I wish maybe I'll figure out. I'll take the time and figure out how to turn my Google Home speakers into Bluetooth speakers because part of the issue for me is I don't want to listen to it on my phone.
Right.
That'd be my issue. And
I
gave my nephew my Beats headphones, so you know. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe I may be a little bit less anti by the time Saturday comes. What else dropped? Frank Ocean randomly gave people two. They sound like reference tracks.
They were acoustic covers. Well, they were acoustic songs, not covers, but acoustic songs.
They're new songs.
They are.
One is called Dear April.
Mm-hmm.
The other is called Cayendo. Cayendo means falling in Spanish. What I don't want to hear is Frank Ocean singing in struggle Spanish, but here we are. Half the song is struggle Spanish, the other half is English. If you're a fan of Channel Orange, Frank Ocean, Dear April is right in your wheelhouse. It fits.
I don't know. I'm a huge fan of Channel Orange. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite albums of all time, and this ain't it. So, and
What
I
didn't work
mean,
about it for you?
it just it needs to be produced. Like it needs everything on Channel Orange, even the stuff that was minimal, was produced. Everything
Okay.
hit the way it was supposed to. Everything had a musical moment to it. Even if it was just something light in the background. This is just like this is not it. I would like to hear these joints produced. I hope
Okay.
people find the acapellas and go make better versions of these songs than he did.
Okay. That's a fair assessment. Then when I was scrolling, I also saw that Toni Braxton dropped a new song and I was really excited. Then I hit play and I was really not. And we can leave that there.
I didn't hate it. You know, it happened.
I wanted Turn Up Tony. I don't know where we got. I wanted a good mid tempo Tony. I wanted,
Mm.
I don't know. The song is called Do It. It's produced by Antonio Dixon. So yeah, go find it. I want to shout out Sky Zoo who announced a new project today. He did so by releasing the first single from the project. The song is called Good Enough. No, yeah, it's called Good Enough.
Reasons. Yeah.
It's,
It's Reasons the project.
I think Reasons is the project. No,
Okay.
it's not even. Maybe it's 2 songs that he dropped. Or Good Enough Reasons. Good Enough Reasons. Hi. All 3 words together. Okay. The song is called Good Enough Reasons. It's by him and Dumbo Station, which
So
I guess
here's the
is
problem.
a new jazz collective.
Rap Radar needs to hire you as an editor because what they have in the paragraph doesn't match what they have in the title.
It doesn't. That's a typo.
Mm-mm.
Typos happen, and they got the name of the song wrong. Um, so Sky is dropping a project called The Bluest Note, which is, like I said, a collaborative effort with this group called Dumbo Station. They are an Italian new jazz collective, and so this song sounds like you know Sky Zoo with some good jazz music. And if you follow Sky on social media, you know that he really listens to jazz music for real. Every Sunday he be trying to put his followers on to new music. And so, this should be good. I think Sky's really good at doing concept projects. So shout out to my boy Sky Zoo. And also, as we were getting ready to record this, Drummer Boy sent me a YouTube link with no context or explanation. And it is his single, Go This Way. And when I say his single, I mean he is rapping, and I'm assuming he made the beat because it very much sounds like him. So y'all should go check that out
Mm.
also.
I'm a boy getting in his new bags. I like it. I'm here for it. I'm gonna check it out.
I'm here for it as well, especially from talented people, because some of y'all just, the bag you in, you shouldn't be in. But
Mm.
hi.
Mm.
All right, you guys. Once again, I will remind you that you can advertise whatever it is that you've got to advertise that is not illegal and won't get Todd deported right here on our show. And to do
That's right.
so, you can just email us, thechopblockpod@gmail. Don't send music. We will clown you.
Got to shout out to homie Guap Dad. He dropped
That's right.
another single. He's been keeping up with his Friday theme. Peanut butter pootie tang.
I love Guap Dad so much. Like,
And
he gives you so much
Dolce and
joy.
Gabbana Dalai Lama. Dolce and Gabbana Dalai Lama. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here for it.
Listen. Go listen. That young man's working. I
I'm
appreciate it.
excited. I want to see what Guap Dad does when outside is open again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, by the time you guys are listening to this, our trusty editorial team will be hard at work deciding who's going to cover what releases for you. So that shortly after your favorite artists drop their projects right at midnight, we can tell you exactly what is on those projects and who made it. And this week, what will that consist of?
Yeah, so this week we got Boozy coming through with Goat Talk 2. Got a little Fredo Bang coming through with Most Hated.
Who?
Fredo Bang.
Who that?
He's a rapper.
Oh.
It's a slow week so far. Fredo Bang, aka the Bang Man.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
I see Rob
he's
Banks
from
on here.
He's from Baton Rouge. So yeah. I think the reason why I learned who he was probably because he went to jail. He was facing 40 years. So, it's Baton Rouge.
Sheesh.
Yeah. We got The Strokes, one of my favorite bands. Tory Lanez, New Toronto 3.
And he told y'all that's his last album on his label too.
Yeah. So Future made an announcement, but I'm not sure when it was for. He did a little fancy video with Double XL, and he announced that he was coming out with his album Life is Good. So I think it's just Future. Yeah.
By himself?
Yep. I believe so. So I think the lead single featured Drake. But yeah, he announced his album. Life is Good. Let me see if we got a release date. Atlanta rapper has announced his upcoming album titled Life is Good, inspired by his 2-time platinum single. No date yet, but that just happened yesterday. So I'm pretty sure a bunch of people will all of a sudden say, hey, I'm putting out an album too. Albums and music, like the system's broken. It's disrupted. So we're not going to get a lot of big releases every week. We're not going to have those 10 heavy hitters dropping. Some people are just dropping whenever. People are formulating new strategies around this new Instagram world and this new stay-at-home concert series thing. So, yeah, just we'll keep you guys updated on the haps. YNW Melly says he's dying from coronavirus in jail.
Sure. I'm sorry.
That sucks.
I'm sorry. That sounds really, really mean, but it's like the new thing to say. Apparently, you missed Rob Banks too, coming out this week.
Oh, yeah.
Next week looks a little bit better, but when I'm looking at Double XL's list of things to come out, Action Bronson did say on February 17th, he said that he was dropping a project in April called Only for My Dolphins.
What?
It's Action Bronson. What do you mean, what?
Good.
He said what he said. It's called Only for My Dolphins. We don't have a date for it yet, but that's supposed to happen sometime this month. Next week looks a little bit better, so we will be back next Wednesday. I will drag myself from my general what is the word? Not malaise, my general overness of everything, except for my new bike. I'm not over that, but then people can't stay off the belt line, so I can't ride my bike on the belt line. I got to figure out how to ride my bike in the streets. Other than that, I will find a way to pretend like I'm interested in life and come on here and talk to you guys about things and hopefully make it sound interesting. I know Sis introduced himself at the beginning of the show, but yeah, hi guys, I'm Ty.
Hey, I'm Sis, and we appreciate y'all tuning in. Tell a friend, it's the Chopping Block Podcast. We are holding it down for the creative community. I can't wait to get back to the studio.
Outside.
The studio. Yeah, but outside's on the way to the studio.
Right, but we like, it's so funny because I wasn't going anywhere before this shit anyway.
Right.
Except
I'm
for
just
every third Saturday
I'm
or so.
disrupted by everybody else trying to figure out how to live the life that I've been living for the past 10 years.
Right.
So
Y'all made it annoying.
there you go. Go back
We were
outside
fine.
so I can stay in the house.
We were fine. Anyway, the show is at the Chop Block Pod on all social media except for Instagram, where we are at Chop Block Pod. He is at Scissor215.
And she is at Saint Boogie on everything except that place Mark Zuckerberg owns because you guys are not friends.
We not friends, y'all. And the brand is at iStandard on everything. And we will talk to you next Wednesday. We love y'all. Stay safe. Stay in the house and wash your fucking hands.
Take your vitamins. Peace.